Hello again, scholars. This is Miss Hazel. Now, I recorded this the day before, so no, I'm not wearing the same thing I wore yesterday. Okay, so yesterday, you should have explored the links that I shared about Africa. If you did not, I shared them again today. So if you have not finished that yet, I want you to close out of this video, explore the links, and then come back, okay? Because you have to learn about African culture before we read our African tale for the day. So our tale for the day is in our book, which you guys weren't able to take with you, but that's okay. I have it here. It's called Frema's Footprints. So now this is a story that's similar to what we're familiar with Cinderella, but this is a traditional African version of it. All right, so here we go. Frema's Footprints. Once upon a time in the West African kingdom of the Ashanti, there lived a girl who was beautiful and kind. The best part about her, though, was her singing. She would happily share a song with anyone around her. Her family was not kind. Her brothers and sisters were wasteful and greedy. While Frema and the other villagers shared their food, water, and clothing, her brothers and sisters kept everything to themselves. Frema would say, "As long as I have what I need, I will be happy." She would wake up very early and do her work and then go to sleep very late each night. Each morning, Frema walked to the river to get water. The walk to the river was long, and Frema's water jug was heavy. Along the path there were many different flowers in every color. She sang to the flowers, and the flowers always stood a little taller as she walked past. And even though it made her jug heavier, she always filled it a little extra, so she had some water to give to the flowers on the walk home. One day news came to the village that the prince wanted to see his beautiful country and would be coming to visit their village on his tour. The villagers collected their best clothing and worked together to make the village as beautiful as possible. But Frema's family kept all their clothing to themselves. "He will see how important we are and ask us to work for him," they said. They piled all the clothing in the house onto themselves. After a long day of chores, Frema returned to the village late, and she saw that her family had left her nothing nice to wear. She would be stuck meeting the prince in the dirty rags she had on. So everyone else is working together. They're synergizing, right? To make the community all nice. But Frema's family is not. And now they didn't leave anything for her. Frema left her home in search of a solution to this problem. "I will embarrass my whole village if I appear before the prince covered in mud," she cried. Her tears fell on the flower on the side of the road. The flowers turned to her and they began to speak. "Don't worry, Frema. You shared your lovely voice with us, and you've given us water to drink. Now we can share with you." The flowers plucked themselves from the ground and wove themselves into a beautiful dress and sandals fit for a queen. When the prince arrived, Frema's family pushed to the front of the crowd. The prince was unimpressed how overdressed they were compared to the other villagers. Then the village seemed to brighten as Frema came forward. The prince stopped and stared, and he had eyes for no one but Frema. Frema's brothers and sisters were angry at how much attention the prince paid to her. "She's dressed in flowers. They aren't worth a thing." With her family upset with her and the entire village staring at her, Frema became embarrassed and ran away. And as she ran, a flower dropped from her dress onto the ground. The prince picked it up and followed the footprints. So by now I already see a couple ways that this is similar to the tale that we know as Cinderella. The prince found Frema by the river. Gently he offered her the fallen flower. "You are covered in the flowers of my country, and that is more beautiful than the most expensive clothing," said the prince. He asked Frema to be his princess, and she happily agreed. Together, they spread their wealth across their beautiful country. The end. So see, after all of that, what impressed the prince the most was that she took pride in her country and herself. That she, instead of trying to impress him by acting like she was all fancy and getting the fanciest clothes, she was true to who she was. She's a very kind person who enjoys the simple things in life, like the beauty of flowers. Okay? So I want you to think about this tale that we just read. And I want you to think about what you've learned about African culture. I want you to start thinking about what are some things in African culture that you were reminded of in this tale. Okay? That's all for today. We will continue tomorrow. And tomorrow you'll even have your own choice about which tale you would like to hear me read. All right? Until tomorrow, see you guys later.